Hello, Maryland.
Check.
Check.
1, 2.
Make the checks out to.
I didn't know we were those people.
Well, I mean, if you really want to be blessed, if you really want a blessing, give us lots of money.
For the low price of $10.99, I can teach you to do these things.
Oh, for $10.99, you could. I mean, we could teach you a lot of things.
Yeah. You know what?
$10.99.99.
We could pray over that bottle of water over there, and it'd be pre-blessed.
It'll be holy water, and we'll ship it to you.
Pre-blessed.
$5 shipping.
$5 shipping, $20 a bottle, $25 total. Man, we're good.
Holy water.
All right. Just so you know, we are joking.
We are not
Yeah,
being
that
for
was
real.
not real.
But we will pray for you if you want. And we'll anoint you with oil if you're within arm's reach. Right?
Yeah. See?
Si, senor.
See.
All right. Welcome to Not Saved to Be Silent, episode 38. I'm on it. I am on it.
You are on it.
38.
Number 38.
Yeah.
That was my age.
That's right.
You're
We're
38
both,
again?
Yeah, we're both 38. Yep.
That's awesome. Today,
Do you know where liars go?
Oh.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
went straight there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was agreeing with my wife.
That sounds a lot like Adam.
Yes. Yeah, my wife made me do it.
No
wife-
bad for you.
Yeah. Anyhow, we've
We
got
can't-
Ryan and Carmen Overbey with us tonight. This is Ryan. This is Carmen. If you couldn't tell,
Wes just walked out on that.
Wes just left.
Yep.
Wes was here.
Behind the scenes.
Yep. Hey,
So who are these people? Like, where do they come from?
well,
I came from my mom.
yes, you did.
Dude, I'm still coming down.
Yeah, I've been up since 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So
C4.
I've cut carbs out completely
is that
for the last.
how's that affect you?
It's affecting me.
You have not. That's got carbs in it, I bet.
It's zero sugar.
Look at the carbs.
You look at the carbs.
I can't. He can't read it. His glasses ain't on.
5 grams.
Okay.
That's
You-
not.
I've had 5 grams today.
Where do liars go?
No, see, I was a liar. That was a mistake. I was wrong. See?
Hey, you guys that are
admitted.
watching, make sure you share this.
Repenting
Share this video
right now.
because we're not saved to be silent.
We're not silent right now, are we?
Well,
Hi,
We're talking about carbs.
your mom's watching.
my mom,
Taco's mom.
Mrs. Sargent.
Hi, Taco's mom.
Mark Tower.
I love
Me too.
Taco's mom. She is a
Rebecca
great-
Downer?
You got an awesome mom, dude. I will say that.
I got
Oh.
one of them fairy tale moms.
You
Rebecca's
do,
one of
actually, man.
Rebecca's kids flipped his bicycle
What?
off a ramp at the park
What?
and is awaiting X-rays.
Oh no.
That stings.
Where are they from? Where you living, Rebecca?
I think it's Bloomington Normal.
Yeah. Anyhow,
She's from here, though.
yep.
Hey, I must say, Taco, your mom is awesome. If you don't like Taco's mom, there's probably something wrong with you.
The only reason that you wouldn't like her is because you don't know her.
That's exactly right. She
Right.
once you see who she is and what she's about and what she does. Hi, Taco's mom.
He's
Yeah.
see his nose getting brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine?
But no.
No.
But
no.
I tell
I'm
you
being- I'm
what,
being
I bet
serious.
you did
I'm being
you know
serious.
that my mom was a music major?
I did not.
Yes, and she was the choir director. She was the worship leader. My
That's
mom.
awesome.
I grew up listening to piano, playing in the house, and her practicing, and like the hymns, and
Oh yeah.
and yeah.
Do you play?
She tried teaching me. I just, I was the rebellious one, so it didn't work out too well.
You wanna hold it?
Now, my sister knows how to play. My sister learned.
Really?
Yep. But she learned her lesson, took my sister to someone to teach her, I think.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I just was I'm not a patient person.
you know
That's
what?
why I play the box, man.
Yeah, there you go. Look
Yeah,
at him.
because you don't have to be patient.
I don't
playing
have
box.
to be, no.
Just
That's
in
why I
time.
don't go fishing.
Yeah. See? People get on me. I hate fishing.
I like to fish.
I
I
like
don't
to
have the
fish.
patience.
Yeah, if I'm not catching within the first 10, 15 minutes, I'm ready to go home.
It's done. There's no fun, no enjoyment. There's no joy.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time I'm baiting hooks anyway. But
Baiting hooks
Yeah.
for all
I
the
don't.
kiddos.
I only go.
Well,
I think we went once this year.
yeah, dude. I feel you.
I don't mind the bait the hook.
When you get all the kids, you're not fishing.
Nope, you're baiting
You're
hooks.
baiting hooks.
Or taking fish off.
Yep. A lot of that.
And-
Maddie's getting pretty brave. She'll take them off the hook. Bub, he'll take them off. Halen, she don't like to fish. She'll go climb a tree or something.
Yeah.
Veda, she's
Halen,
like-
she's a kind of like tomboyish.
not
like-
really though.
Oh, really?
Is-
Just don't like fishing?
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I know Kaylee, our youngest daughter, she used to love to fish. I mean, one of the fondest memories I had growing up, and I remember she remembers this, and I know it's on a videotape showing our age. It's actually on a VHS tape when we had a camcorder.
Big one or a little one?
Big one. Yeah, no, it's the
Yeah.
one that you got your workout when you sit up here and
Yeah.
you did this and had a tripod if you were fortunate. But yeah, I took her to a little pond and it was on Father's Day. That's what she wanted to do. She wanted Daddy's Day. And she caught the biggest bass for a Snoopy pole, right? You don't
Right.
remember the Snoopy
Oh,
pole.
yeah.
I don't know if they make
Yeah,
those anymore,
yeah.
right? It was huge. I mean,
Like, we talking 4-pounder?
it was probably 5 pounds.
5-pounder?
Yeah, out of this little private pond, so you know it was stock, you know. And she did that, and she did that with a crappie too, didn't she? And we put it in our sister's pond. She didn't want to hurt it or anything, so we put it in. Come find out that crappie was a state record, and we didn't know it. But it's in the pond, and we know right the pond it's in. But let it be.
I've seen guys catch wall hangers
Yeah.
and eat them.
So,
It's like,
Yeah,
you just don't do that.
what?
bass. I used to turn
You don't-
tournament
you don't
fish.
eat-
No,
You do not eat wall hanging size bass. It's just unethical.
Well, if I hung it on the wall, it would just rot away.
You can always look at it. I have a wall hanger.
Mhm.
I just look
I
at
shouldn't
it.
say I hate fishing. I don't like being out in the sun, hot. I like night river fishing.
like jugging and stuff.
Just
Trout
sitting
That
on
would
the
be-
set,
that is
just
fun.
sitting on the
Yeah.
bank with the campfire and like chilling.
Drinking coffee.
Cause then I'm doing something besides just fishing.
Yeah. Kim says I got a couple on the wall. I do have a crappie on the wall too.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I
heard-
got a fish on the wall.
Do you?
Yeah, it sings.
It's a
Oh,
Billy
you
Bass.
got
Billy Bass.
the Billy Bass fish.
Billy Bass.
We
No,
used to.
So I heard an interesting thing, and don't fact check me on this because I could totally be wrong. But bass, largemouth bass, is a sport fish, right? Because I used to tournament fish, and we always catch and release. Do you know why they did this poll? And we saw it in the news because they were making this new hatchery to how to, like, I guess, protect the species and all that stuff. People aren't supposed to eat bass, largemouth bass, because they're a meat eater. They said that on the. I have never heard that before,
Yeah.
and so
I eat them. I mean, I'll eat them.
Yeah.
I ate them all my life.
I have before.
I think
I'm bringing-
2-pounders are pretty good eating.
Speaking of, yeah, them are real good eating.
Yeah, you get too big, I don't like them too.
Yeah. Is this how this goes? We just kind of.
Well, we're gonna-
Yeah, we're gonna work into
We're
it.
gonna work into
Okay,
it.
cool. No, sure.
But our fall party is October 13th, and I think we're gonna cook fish again
Where we're
at the Joneses.
at the Joneses.
The Joneses. Those are good people too.
Yes, the best.
Those are good people. So Joneses, you guys are good people. We love you guys. Thank you for always being nice to us. Appreciate it. And thank you for coming to Backyard Worship.
Where are you going? Uh-oh, Taco's got an eye drop, or needs an eye drop.
Yeah.
So we're gonna let him do that, and we'll try to get into the to whatever.
Hey,
Yeah,
we're-
this is just
open
conversation.
mic, man.
Yep, open mic.
We got some thumbs up on there.
Yep.
I dropped my mic.
Whoa. That's a group. I'm not
Do
sure.
we have anybody watching?
Yeah. Yeah, we got 7.
7.
Hey, it's
Mark
better-
Talbert.
better-
There's the thumbs ups. Woo,
Hey,
man.
there we go. That's what we're talking
Yes.
about. We just make sure everybody's there.
Kim says you need more than an eye drop, bro. What? I'm not real sure,
I'm
but-
not sure what that means, but I'm sure she has a definition for it.
Comments.
comments.
Kim says she loves the Overbees.
Oh, we love you.
We love you too.
She's her sister.
Man, they're hitting the hearts now.
Oh, because we said we love Kim. Hey, we love J-May too.
Yep.
Any frowns coming up, or they just, well, it stopped. You see that? So we love, oh, now you're doing it. Yeah, okay. J-May.
Whoa. You can't use this feature right now?
J-May broke. Well, everybody was hearting for Kim, and then we said, well, we love J-May too, and then no, it just stopped.
Yeah, nobody hearted at all. Hurt my feeling. I only got one feeling, and it's hurt now.
It's hurt. We love you, man.
Last nerve. What?
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 It looks like I've been crying now.
No, you're okay. Do the. I wish I could zoom in. I can't.
He's crying and we're laughing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all right. It's
I would-
really Christian. Like
I would have hugged him, but he doesn't like hugs. So I don't know. Hey,
getting-
well, Knuckles.
I'm getting
Well,
better.
Knuckles.
I'm getting
Leave me
better.
hanging.
I'm getting better.
All right, there we go.
Everybody
Getting better.
keeps saying that. I hug all the time now.
Yeah, I don't hardly hug you. I want
I
to.
don't need affirmation.
I mean, I want to hug you.
I don't want to.
You guys are making some really serious eye contact right now. I don't know.
I know. I felt
The
really
studio audience back there, we should have sound effect where the studio audience goes, starts laughing and stuff.
Oh, it's good to laugh.
It's
All
good.
right, so let's get into this.
Oh, let's get to the Overbees. Why are you here?
You asked us. Actually, we were supposed to be here, a couple months ago, but it just didn't work out with
we had a rain
schedules
out
and
or
stuff.
something, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was like, I don't know, there was like too many things going on. It was Fair Week, and there was stuff going on, and what have you. But we're glad to be here now, so thank you.
Yep.
So first things first, how long you been married?
Be 26 years in 2 weeks.
Wow, that's cool, man.
He remembered.
September 4th.
Look
will
at
be coming
that.
up.
Look at that.
I'm very proud of you, Ryan.
Proud of
Thank you.
man.
Me too.
For all the husbands out there, please always remember that.
Yes.
And their birthdays.
Yep.
And even if they say they don't want a birthday cake, you get them a birthday cake.
Yep.
Doesn't care if it molds.
Yep.
You get it for them.
Yep.
Just saying. I did it once. Never again.
Forgot to do it.
No.
did-
She gave me this riot act. She goes, whatever. I don't want a birthday cake. You understand? I do not want one. And my daughter, Kaylee, when you watch this back, you're going to start laughing. And Brianna, our oldest, she's going to watch and be laughing. She went through like 3 weeks of, you best not be getting me no birthday cake. I quit having birthdays. I don't want a birthday cake. And so what did we do? We didn't get her one because that's what she said. And she was mad the whole day on January 2nd, which is her birthday, by the way. She was mad. There was something bugging her. We knew there was something wrong. And I remember our daughter was like, Mom, what's going on? I didn't get a birthday cake. And she says, but you told us you didn't want one over and over and over.
Doesn't mean that.
She
I changed my mind.
She changed her
She
mind.
changed her mind.
This is exactly what happened.
Yep.
All right.
True
Well,
story.
you learned the lesson. Lesson learned, right?
Yeah.
There is something to that. You know,
Don't
there's-
ever buy them a clock.
I think as we get older, the birthdays aren't. We're not like, oh, it's a
No
birthday,
clocks
right?
or vacuums.
But then if someone acknowledges, though, either you're kind of like, I went all day and no one even.
Yeah. Am I loved? Am I
Yeah,
forgotten?
yeah, it's
Have
kinda
they
weird.
forgot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
But no, I will say that the following years, she said, honey, I really don't want a birthday cake. And I'm like, oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. No, you're getting one. I don't
How
care.
long ago was that?
That particular instance,
Mm-hmm.
man, how long was that? It's like
It's been a while.
15 years ago, 16 years ago, something like
It's been longer than.
that. Yeah, never again.
Are you
Lloyd.
healed up over it?
I won't do that ever again.
Did you forgive him?
Yeah.
There's no hidden bitterness or
Nope.
You know who else forgives?
Jesus.
Jesus. Jesus.
Jesus. Jesus forgives.
Yeah. You know, that reminds me of something, though. I listened to this brand new song yesterday, and it's from, I think, Out of the Country or something, and I let her listen to it. And it's called My Time with Jesus. My Turn with Jesus. Have you ever heard that song?
I have not. I don't
It
guess.
is as raw can be, and it's called My Turn with Jesus. And I'm going to tell you what, we were in the living room watching it, on the phone, and it was a worship
Yeah.
mess. I mean, it was like in your face.
Did you cry?
I did. I teared up on it. I mean, I was just like, man, start thinking about that. When you get your turn with Jesus face to face, I get my turn with Jesus, and that was I think he was like an R&B artist or something, but he did this. It was so raw, and it was so. But I'm actually thinking about when her and I lead worship. I'm going to learn the song. That's how much it moved me. I mean, it's intimate. It is like awesome. Good. So yeah, I don't know the person. It's a weird artist name, and if he listens, I'm sorry. I don't know the name, but it is it's a good song.
I don't think we're that big yet.
It could be.
I don't know.
We could
you
be.
just never know.
We got a studio audience. I mean, you're
We
getting
do have a studio audience.
7 people.
Could you clap, Wes?
Maybe 8.
14 now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It's dumb.
you need to get like an audience clapping back there or something. Wes.
Yeah, we need one of those buttons, man.
Yeah.
We need an applause
Yeah.
button.
We need special effects.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah,
we
this
need?
little button. Laugh, cry, boo.
I'm anti.
We're gonna have to get
all things special
StreamYard.
effects.
We need to find out about that,
Yeah.
Wes.
Okay.
So you like music?
A little bit, yes.
Why? Tell us about music.
Like how I got started into it and such.
Yeah,
Or-
whatever.
Or just why I like it. I like it because it's expression. It comes in all different forms. I'm a big art guy, and I appreciate it. And our youngest daughter was like, I think she took the art aspect of it too. But it's just, I don't know. It no matter the genre of the song, no matter what it is, there's a message. And it, to me, what fascinated me was, man, what were they thinking when they wrote it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care if you're looking at a painting. I don't go through art galleries necessarily, but if I do see a painting, I that's the first thing. It's like, what was going through their mind when they did this? I know what I see, but what did they see? And it's the art aspect of it.
I like that.
That's a good answer.
You guys play or sing or?
Do we play or
Yeah.
sing? I have before, yeah. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's
Why don't you tell them
I'll
what
sing.
band they are? Or you have two. You have two
Two
different
bands.
things.
well,
right?
with two groups. I mean, one's really the ministry aspect, husband and wife, and then we got the one that, I mean, you guys know the Judah First Band. So
If you didn't hear that,
He said Judah first.
he said Judah First. Judah First Band.
Judah First Band.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good band.
Well, thank you.
Carmen plays a purple bass.
Usually has
It's a
purple
cool
hair.
bass.
Yep.
That's my favorite color.
Yeah.
It's my mom's favorite color too.
It's my wife's favorite
That's why I
color.
like
That's
her.
weird.
I'm gonna talk about my mom all the time now.
Oh, yeah.
She scolded me last week.
Did she?
Okay.
She did online.
You're 22, man. You're still scolding?
22. I wish. I remember my
Wouldn't
first
that be
20.
nice?
Yeah, I'm with you.
You had to have done something to deserve it.
Well, it was. I just said, you know what? They're here. So I'm going to say it again. My mom is wanting to go to the nursing home and sing hymns for the people at the nursing home, but she needs someone to go with her to sing with her and take her. And she said, if you know anybody, like, you know. So I said something on air, online. I said if anybody wanted to do something like that, and she goes, I didn't give you permission to make a commercial for me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But if anybody's hearing it,
Yeah.
Hey, Taco's mom, I really meant I love you, and that I really appreciate you, and I really like you. Just putting that out there.
So then she asked if I would lead, or if I would go do it with her. I'm like, Mom, you don't want me to lead. And she's like, oh, you can sing. I hear you in church. And I'm like, no, I can follow. I can't lead. Like, there's a difference. I can sing in a choir.
Yeah. You can harmonize a little bit with us.
But I can't.
You don't want to be
By myself,
up
it's like, it sounds like,
Dying Wheel.
yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
a good lip syncer.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I didn't
You
really.
lip sync?
Yeah.
She's
Sounds
really
great.
Like Milli Vanilli
She's
style?
a great.
Well, sometimes it may look like I'm playing, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if I get lost,
You just
so I'm just going and I'm
Just
looking
lift
over
the
the shoulder and seeing
pickup,
where he's
right,
at. Ah, there
yeah.
we go. There it is.
Yeah. But I really didn't start singing until recent. I mean, well, Judah First Band is the only band I really ever sang in, to be honest with you. I used to just be a rhythm lead guitar player only.
We twisted his arm and made him.
Yeah, actually, we had to because I don't know. I was always like I've got a deeper voice, and I didn't have the stereotypical voice that everybody wanted.
You do have a deep voice.
Yeah, that's what they say. But what was cool, I mean, what happened was she didn't even play bass. She ran sound for folks and had a really good mentor on that. And I learned along with her, but it was like her deal. But when we all met and started Judah First Band, like created, it happened at Winter Jam while she was with the youth group. And I was home by myself, and I hadn't played guitar in a while. And then Paul, the drummer, he was home, and I just called him up. We met in front of Bananas, seriously, at Kroger's, and said one of these days we ought to jam. And so I was bored. She was in St. Louis at Winter Jam with a bunch of youth, and I dug up a guitar. It had most strings on it, just to see what it would even feel like anymore. Because I used to be in harder edge bands. I mean, I was a heavy metal guy. I was like, Demon Hunter and Disciple, stuff like that. So then the next thing you know, we kind of clicked. And the first song we ever played as a band, trivia moment, Here I Am to Worship. That was the first ever song we ever played. Paul and I, he was on drums, I was on guitar. And so we just started practicing together, and so she was running sound for us because that's what she did. And she's like, man, you're missing something. The low end, it's like there's no bass, right? And I'm sitting there trying to sing just to fill in the gap, right? And she gets in the car when we're done, and she said, hey, could you buy me a bass and an amp? And if you did, do you think you could teach me? And I'm like, well, I'd have to learn it real quick. So I bought a bass, it was a Fender Jazz, and a Carvin amp, in which she has both still, just like I had my first guitar. And went home, and I learned how to scale it and showed her how to read, some of the chord pop-ups and such. And I left for work as I was gone, and I got a phone call from my daughter, and she's like, what have you done? She had she was just thumping through that whole house all day long learning. And then that weekend she played live and never stopped. And
that fast?
I was
yeah.
nervous.
And I told them we need a singer, and they voted. Her and Paul said, no, we don't. You are it. And I'm like, I don't like to sing. I can't do it really well. My voice is weird. I mean, I don't sound like everybody. I mean, and they're like, no, we're not looking for one. You're it. And I'm like, okay.
And here you are.
And there I was. I was like, okay. That's what happened.
That's pretty cool.
That's the whole history of how the band even started.
Yeah.
We didn't have a name, by the way, either.
You had a little hiccup with the name, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah. There was so by the way, Judah First Band comes from Judges 2018.
Right.
And it's talking about, the tribe of Judah, send out. And I'm a big Jabez fan in the Bible, because Jabez knocked down walls. And I mean, that's the biggest thing it's like, we get so jaded a little bit that, you're in the building, here's the church, okay, we have church, and then we go, right? No, you are the church, and you need to bust down the walls and start just spreading that love and that joy and that message of hope. And so we came up with Judah First out of Judges 2018, and we didn't think anything about it. We didn't really need a name. We didn't care. I mean, we're just going out praising, and then we had a name on it because we got more calls, and a band that was disbanded, and I'll mention no locations or anything, but they sent us a really nice message that said that we have to change our name because they were Judah First. And I was like, okay. So I said, okay, no problem. And so when we put our first T-shirt out, it said Judah First Band. And that's the story why band's on the end of it.
Judah First Band.
That's why it's very punctual, say Judah First Band. And there's multiple names. There's other Judah First, and I've seen all of them, and they're out there. And I just try to encourage everybody. It's like, don't get hung up on that stuff. Just go out and praise. And if it's about you, you probably shouldn't be out there doing it anyhow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's too much of that going on in this world, in my opinion. That's Ryanism.
Yeah.
I think when we were talking about praise band, we had some people saying you guys should name the band. I think, and I'm the same way. I'm like, well, we're already NYLC. Like, just be the NYLC praise band. Like,
Yeah.
Or just NYLC,
you
whatever.
know what I'm saying? It's not a big. I don't know. To me, like it is what you said. It's like, are you doing it for you, or are you doing it
Yeah.
for
For
God?
why you should be
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So my question is, like, okay, we heard the history of the band. Like, did you guys grow up in church? Like, did you guys grow up around?
I did.
Oh.
I actually took myself to church when I was little. Well, my grandma started taking me when I was real little.
Putting it up.
She doesn't like microphones.
Anyway, when I was very small, my grandmother took me to church, and then the older I got, I had to start kind of taking myself. But that's how I got started in church. I had a church about a block away from home.
Yeah. And I was fortunate that I was raised in church. I was one of the fortunate ones. I know he and I were talking before we went live, and but I was one of the fortunate ones. When you're young, sometimes you don't understand it, you know. But I was in church, and I'll be honest with you, I was in church, and then work got in the way and all this stuff, and there's all these distractions, right? And you just kind of like step aside a little bit sometimes. I'm not saying you veer away or anything, so just you stepped aside.
Sure.
And there's a lot of people that I can relate to now, and I think that's why I'm in the ministry so hard now. Is because I see the young generation, and that's why I'm drawn to youth. Is that I see that young generation from that time set of 14, 15 to 17, 18, 19, from grade school into high school into that junior college era, that I see them step away. They'll all say that I know who God is, I know who Jesus is, and I know God sent His only begotten Son and everything, and they can recite all that stuff. And there's a lot of people that can. But what's it really mean? And that's where I think a lot of them, that's what drove me. And I think I was in that side lane myself, right? You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
you get it. It's like that back then, it was, get on your dirt bike and go ride or whatever, and everything. It was just a farm. I mean, I raised on a farm, out in the middle of a country field.
Farm boy. I was raised on a farm.
That whole thing about the kids that are raised in church, and I hate to say it, but like most of them, it's like you said. It's not that they fall completely away or wherever, but it's not like I should say it's serious, but there are some kids. I mean, I've met some kids that, man, they're on fire from the time they're 14. They're going.
Mm-hmm.
But there is this thing, and I think as parents, I think we, when I was young, I didn't see it as much. Like, I didn't think about it. Now that I have my own kids, I see them doing it, and I'm like, now I know how my parents felt.
Yep.
But
Yep.
but yeah, and I think it's because I really do believe it's kind of we're spoiled, somewhat.
Yeah, and
like
lack of a relationship. Understand what that relationship was to have, right?
We kind of get spiritually spoiled. Like, it's like, hey, we got church this day, this day, this day, this day. We have church camp. Like, I went to church camp probably 4 weeks a month, or 4 weeks a
Year.
summer.
Summer.
Yeah, because my dad was a dean. Then I worked 2 staff, and actually probably 5 weeks. I worked 2 weeks of staff to pay for my camps, and then I'd go for 2 weeks, high school 1 and 2 second week. So I'd be at a camp 5 weeks.
That's cool, man. I never went to camp.
But the thing was, it got very, we want to say ritualistic, sort of. Like, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew who was gonna be there. I'm a preacher's kid. Me, the preacher's kids, and the missionary kids all had our own cabin. If you went in there, we'd move your stuff. But we all 4 years, like, it's the same guys,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, repetitious, and it's almost like something you expected, right?
So sooner or later, you guys strike out on your own.
Yep.
And figure this out.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I've always told the youth kids, like, I don't want you believing in Jesus because I'm telling you to believe in Jesus.
No, you need to
So
experience.
you need to
Jesus.
figure it out.
You need to realize that you are lost without him. Right?
Yeah, that's absolutely
You need to
right.
question what I'm saying. That's why I tell them sometimes, I'm like, don't just
Yeah,
trust
have
what I'm
some
saying.
have some critical
Question what
critical
I'm saying.
thinking is-
Don't just take it for face value.
Yeah.
Ask me why.
Yeah.
Check it out.
You know, dude, I was a youth pastor, and our daughter was the youngest one in there, and they accepted her so much.
Mm-hmm.
Man, don't underestimate the youth.
Oh,
I
no.
mean, they blew my mind on some of the. Yeah, nobody's perfect, right? But man, they were like endowing it. I mean, they were just like, it was like a passion, and that was a breath of fresh air. You know, you go to the store and stuff, and you see the opposite sometimes. But then you get these kids, and they're by themselves, and their parents aren't there, and everything, and you see the pure passion in them. And I think we underestimate the youth, and then the youth is the future of the church. And man, if you're listening, get involved. Love God, love people. It's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Dig in, learn about Jesus, why he was here, what his purpose was, walk through, you know, the whole New Testament, and then connect the Old Testament, New Testament, you know, his father, you know.
Yeah.
So
Children are watching.
They are.
children are watching.
There's 9 people watching in the ER with Rebecca.
Really? Hey, everybody. Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
So Rebecca's on there, and it just hit me. Can we pray for whatever's going on?
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, you want to lead or?
I can lead.
Yeah, do
Don't
it.
matter.
Do it. I'm gonna take my hat off on camera just so I know.
Yep. Let's do it.
But yeah, I just felt like we needed to, right? So
All right,
go
let's
for
do it. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we love you, and we just thank you so much for that you are a God that is everywhere all at once. And Lord, up there in Normal, and Rebecca's son is in there with possible broken bones. Lord, we pray that they are not broken, and I pray, God, that if they are, that they would be healed immediately. Not because you have to, of course, but because you are good. And we pray healing and pray in faith. Lord, touch that family, touch those who are in the ER. God, that your heart would be known to them. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
She said they're in McLean County. What's that say? You guys are playing in McLean County ER.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet. I'm not getting any
It's awesome.
updates.
But yeah, on the whole youth thing, it's like, man, they blew me away, and we had kids or young adults all the way to like junior college that would attend, and man, they just blew me away. And to see the passion that they had behind closed doors, you know, it was really cool to see that.
Yeah. It's good to see young kids.
I did learn a very valuable lesson. So if you baptize someone in a old pond,
Yeah.
okay,
We've done that.
you need 2 people,
Oh, yeah.
because
The
everybody that's
slippery.
listening, if you do not, you can joke all day long like I did with this young lady. I said, hey, I'm going to take you down. We're going to sing Amazing Grace, and I'll bring you back up. You know, that type of stuff, the old joke, right? Well, a pastor friend of mine, he, Craig Smith, he went out there, Brother Craig, went out there with me, and he said, I need to be out there with you. And I said, why? Well, when you dip them down,
Yep.
they like shoot like 10 feet that way if you don't grab a hold of them, and then you will fall too, and then both of you are shooting down the water. So trust me, you need 2 people.
Man, the
at
pond
least.
that we baptized all them people in our first year, that like the mud was over knee deep.
Oh yeah.
It was.
Yeah, you need 2 people. And then sometimes people just say, I always wonder why some people just go straight down and up in a pond. Mm-hmm. That's why.
Yeah.
If you did a traditional, lay them back and bring them, yeah, you'll lose them. I mean, they'll shoot right down through the middle of the thing. I about lost one. I felt.
We always say we're gonna hold you down to the bubble stop, then we're gonna resurrect you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Breathe life back into you.
Yeah, we're gonna bring the life back into you.
So can you said that you kind of went, you didn't go astray necessarily, but
No.
was there a moment when like it became real to you?
Yeah. it's when I can answer the question that I know that I know that I know Him.
Yeah.
I use that phrase a lot. If you hear me preach or whatever, evangelize, what you want to call it, I use that phrase a lot because there's a lot of meaning to it because it's deep rooted to me. Do you know that you know that you know Him? Him being Jesus, and you gotta, and that's where that song, that My Jesus, when we wrote it, that's the thought process that went through in the chorus, and it's like I've always think about that when you go eyeball to eyeball. Do you know that you know that you know Him? Think about it. Because if you don't know that, and you don't know what you would do in that sense, then I'd ask you to go talk to somebody immediately. I didn't go, like I said, I didn't go astray. I just didn't, the relationship was distant. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was there, but it was like looking through fog. And it really wasn't until I met this young lady, 26 years ago. Actually, over that, 27 years ago or so. We first started dating. That we knew that was the first thing that needed to be in our marriage, is Christ-centered. And we got married. We were in our early 20s, or I was early 20s.
You
and
were
you're
21 and I was 27.
Yeah, there you go. 21, 27.
But we didn't straighten right up.
No, but it was, but we knew exactly.
We didn't straighten right up.
We knew where we needed to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know when the switch went off with me was we were at a Disciple concert at Whittington. I remember, and Kevin Young, who was a singer, said something up there on a song that was not released yet, and it was on the By God album. That's why I like that song. And he said something, and it just like crushed me. And I knew, hey, we gotta get really laser focused on this. And then that, to me, that's when that's when it really hit me. And then plus we had our daughter, youngest daughter and stuff, and had a family. It's like, man, you gotta kind of man up here,
Well, and as for me, if you're done,
I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
I was baptized at 12, but I lost focus
Mm-hmm.
in my teenage years up through all the way up through my 20s. I didn't dedicate my life till I was 33 years old, and that's the reason I decided I really needed to do that is because my daughter decided she was wanting to get saved, and I thought what an example that would be for my youngest, for me to just change my life right back to where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I remember that.
Yep.
And a lot of people didn't understand why she was doing it. They're like, wait a minute, you already did
I
this
needed to do it
once.
for myself,
Yeah.
for the kids, and
Yeah. So, Jason, what do you think about that? It's like,
I don't care what anybody thinks.
no, you go through that. I mean, it's just for everybody to listening here, right? It's like, I looked up to her so much when I remember exactly when this happened, and I remember some people saying, well, weren't you already saved, and weren't you already baptized? I mean, why are you doing it again?
It took a lot of courage.
You know what I mean?
to do that.
That happens.
It's yeah.
At
I
that
think
age,
I think
thought-
that Taco, it happened to him.
Yeah.
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 But I knew it had to be done.
Yeah, I think in those situations for people, when I did it, I had a lot of people question me. They said, "We were already saved. Like, why do you think you need to get baptized again?" And I said, "Because honestly, and this was my answer. It may not be for you. My answer was I wasn't saved.
I don't think
Like I got baptized like 9 years old,
Yeah.
and it wasn't for God. Like it was for my dad. It was for everybody else is getting it done, and I look at everybody being proud and happy." And so I did it, and the whole time I thought I was saved, and I didn't realize it till we moved here. So I mean, it's one of those things. I think if God convicts you on it,
Yeah.
Do
it's
it.
no one else's.
It doesn't matter what anybody
No.
thinks.
No, do
Because,
it.
the
like-
Holy Spirit hits you,
Yeah.
you better go.
Yeah.
Well, like,
Yeah.
like if let's say God, like you're eating one day, and God convicts you about eating beef,
Yeah.
Like, he's like, no more. Well, it doesn't matter how weird that sounds. If God's telling you to stop eating beef, you better stop eating beef.
Until he tells you to start again.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like, I'm just,
I think he's telling me to quit eating sugar.
oh,
And I don't eat a whole lot,
Mm-hmm.
but like we have a candy drawer at work,
Mm-hmm.
and like after lunch, I'll go down there and get me a handful of jelly beans.
yeah. Jelly beans are good,
They are good,
Jelly bellies.
but they're
but it's
just
just
sugar,
like I feel like and it's not like
not good sugar.
sucrose or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's-
fructose,
yeah,
whatever.
So
Not good
So
sugar.
like I don't know. That thought crossed my mind like 4 times a day. It's just like,
Yeah. You do not have
and
the
then you
control
said that.
of
It's
me.
just like, well,
That
maybe
candy
maybe it's the Lord telling me to quit eating sugar. So if the Lord's telling me to quit eating sugar, it's none of anybody else's business.
well, and here's the
Right?
thing, like, a lot of people don't realize, like, what if he does that? If he's
Yeah.
convicting you on something and you don't do it, yeah,
Then
you're
you're
sinning.
sinning.
You're sinning.
Absolutely.
So it's so if God's telling you to get rebaptized, and you're like, well, I already got baptized. I go,
I
don't
need
need
to
that.
be baptized.
I don't need
what are
that.
you doing? Like, so I know people have been baptized
Several times.
4 or 5
I
times.
say
Yeah.
do it. If you feel the need to
Yeah.
do it.
Wes
That's
is
a
like,
memory
yep.
song that convicted me. Amazing Grace.
Yep.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I will say that something else I feel happens a lot is that, like, if she wasn't obedient and listened to the conviction of being baptized to be that role model for her, daughter's support and showing that, hey, we're not alone in this. We're together, right?
Right.
There's other kids or even adults that could see that. It's like, wow, I'm not the only one. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
so I was proud of her.
Well,
I remember the exact day that it happened. I do. I remember
Felt good.
I was there.
yeah, and there's several times that people have been rebaptized. When you go astray, when you go out and live in a pig pen,
Exactly.
you need to take a bath,
Yep.
Yeah.
and that's just a symbol of doing that.
Mhm.
And somewhat,
Yeah.
and it helps people. So
Yeah.
then they have the baptismal services.
Hmm?
They have services where they don't even. It's not even a typical baptism. It's a symbol of surrender and stuff. But
Did you know in the early church, like in church history, they would go through a week of like deliverance before they even got baptized?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was studying. They were going through like a lot of that, like searching their hearts, searching their past, doing all that stuff, repenting, and being delivered of things, and then boom, they would baptize them.
Yeah.
Like whether that's biblical or not, I just thought it was interesting that they took it that serious.
No, I think that anytime that you ponder and dig and search, then it's biblical.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
you know
But
what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, it's just a thing that like a lot of people want to argue over it.
yeah.
They want to say this or that or this, and I don't care if you think the water saves you or doesn't save you. It's you don't see people in the New Testament getting saved without it.
Right.
They're doing it, whether it's this or that. The thing is Jesus tells us to do it, and it is a symbol, and it is, as we've learned, like an act of, like a proclamation of war
Yeah.
and independence, like, to the enemy, because they're watching.
I need to learn more of that stuff from
Isaac.
Michael Heiser. Yeah, because Jesus didn't go down when he died. He went into the depths of the earth, but it wasn't to preach to the good people. He wasn't preaching the gospel. He went down there proclaiming that he's going to rise from the dead and that he is king
To the imprisoned
to the imprisoned
spirits.
spirits. Yeah. So it wasn't human disembodied spirits, but it was the rulers and fallen rulers that were imprisoned, and spiritual rulers. And it's like, now we're going to go up here. We're going to take care of some business. We're going to reclaim the earth.
That's right.
Yeah, there's some. Anyway, that's going into a whole nother
Yeah,
thing.
that's a
That's
whole
actually
different-
really cool.
It
I
is
actually
cool.
digging it. So.
Well,
Have you
like-
heard any of that?
No,
We need to
I
send
mean,
you- we need to
I've
send you
heard
some
of
stuff.
it, but is there a book or is
Yeah.
there a video?
Oh
series?
yeah. We'll send you some stuff.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
It's
really
it's
good.
it's what. Here's what the thing that we're learning, and I've been learning. It's been
He's
probably
been-
4 years now.
yeah.
4 or 5 years, and it's actually what helped me through losing Lex and my daughter and stuff. Is like we don't like. So Christianity comes from what? What's it rooted from?
Judaism, yeah.
But we don't in Western Church. We don't do that.
No.
We don't study it. We don't learn it. We don't learn the culture, and we don't listen to what they believe or what any of that stuff was, right? Well, once you start finding out what the Jews believe about the Old Testament
Yeah.
and the spiritual dynamic and hierarchy and family and all that stuff, everything that you start reading in the New Testament goes. You're like,
It will blow you
it
away.
will blow your mind.
Just because the scriptures cannot mean to us what it did not mean to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could speak to us in many areas. We could be reading some scripture and it speak to us in something totally different area, but that's what where it's speaking to us isn't what it means. It's just how God's speaking to us through it.
Yeah.
So the mindset of the reader of the day and what they believed about what he was saying and where the sayings were coming from. That's where we're going to get the deeper understanding.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've been doing.
I studied like it was a thesis I did, but it was the Dead Sea Scrolls and stuff.
Oh, yep.
You know, that's
Yeah.
that's fascinating.
Yep.
And
The book of Enoch.
oh yeah, and like the Isaiah, I think is the one that they absolutely like said is dead on, right? I mean, dead
Yeah.
on. They've got it on display. You know, how they digitize it and put it on display in this little
Sure.
just fascinating. And we get more into history now of biblical history more than anything. And the deeper you go and the farther back you go.
The more you don't know.
Yeah, it's like
The more
okay,
you think,
yeah, I'm
the
done.
more you,
I'm
the
absolutely
more
done.
that you know that you don't
I
know.
feel the same
I'm done.
way.
I'm done.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I was taught different.
Yeah, I thought I was, when I did the Dead Sea Scroll, the thing, I was like, man, I accomplished it. I'm like, totally understand this and everything. And then we got in this rabbit hole of this other series, and I'm like, whoa, this is deep. I mean, they're in tunnels passing these scriptures,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like, well, where did that happen at? And then the more we get into it and how deep rooted and how they were killed and stuff like that, and then I put myself in the day, and it's like,
Nah.
okay,
Yeah.
we got some pretty cool freedom going on here.
Yeah, we do.
Versus what they had to deal with. That was
Sure.
that was
So
really really wild.
So this was kind of the other end of the spectrum. The stuff that we're talking about, like that's more historical
Yeah,
stuff, and then this is more the spiritual
aspect of it.
understandings.
Yeah,
And it's just really good stuff.
It's blowing their minds.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm having a hard time, not comprehending, but having enough time to get in it
yeah,
to really read it.
yeah. Right.
The videos, he's got some videos out too that have his
Yeah,
teaching.
it's easy for me to watch
Yeah.
seminars.
She loves to read, and I like to watch
Yeah.
or listen.
Well,
He's got
the
books.
unseen realm by Michael Heiser
Okay,
is what you can do.
text us or something.
I will.
Yeah.
I have a
Watch the
Yeah.
yeah. We
Yeah.
want a live feed too, right?
For all you out there,
Everybody, give
read-
us a thumbs up if you're still with us. I mean,
read Unseen Realm.
I don't know which direction we got to and how we got there.
I don't
but
know. This is
That's been pretty cool. We got deep, didn't we?
yeah, a little bit.
Getting there.
We're getting there.
We had to stop.
Okay, so let's go to some of our regular questions.
Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead.
Certain scriptures for you guys that just like, if you call it your favorite scripture or something that means what you hold on to in certain times, or we usually ask everybody that, like, is there something in particular that you really
The one for me, and I always write it on any T-shirt we sign, is Deuteronomy 31:8. It talks about fear, but basically the whole meaning of it is God already knows our plan before we even get there. But the fear aspect of it, I always read into the fear part of it because I was always scared to get in front of people. But that really helped me. That certain can't really recite it
Yeah.
offhand 'cause I don't
No, it's
remember
okay.
things very well. But if you look it up, that's what got me through doing music and getting in front of people.
You do it.
That's right.
You get up there.
I mean, this right here is the big step for Carmen. I'll tell
Yeah.
you, I'm proud
Yeah.
of her for just being here. Thank you for inviting us too.
Yeah, that's great.
Mine, I have two. One, I think we both share, but Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust no one, not to your understanding, and always acknowledge him. He sits best straight. That was a big one because at one point I had like a health scare, and that verse taught me a lesson. Trust in the Lord. If you go back to the Hebrew and start looking into trust, what it means when it says trust in Jesus, or trust in the Lord, that means give everything you got. It means you need 100% focus, and not everything you're gonna understand, right? I was in a position that we had to make a difficult choice on a career movement, and what was on my shoulders is like, man, where's the money going to come from? And how are we going to raise a family, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, we prayed about it, and we knew what the decision was, and it happened, and I was scared to death. I was like, so that was the learning moment. And the learning moment wasn't that. That was hard, but that was easy. It's when the Lord smacked me afterwards, after I was obedient, and said, yeah, you want to know the back half of this? I was like, sure, God, what's going on here? That's every time you exhale and every time you inhale. And I thought I conquered the world because I did it once. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In that moment, that is my verse. So it's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. The second verse is going to be 41:10, right? Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am God.
Oh yeah. I will uphold you with my victorious right hand.
Yeah,
I love that one.
And I won't get into the details of it, but I was in Keystone Crossing in north of Indianapolis in a hotel, and I was in room number 115, and I got a phone call, and this is just for everybody to make sure your sword is always sharpened. I got a phone call from her sister. She was convicted. And she said, what's that verse? It says something like, not, I am God, and something. And I was racking my brain. And I couldn't remember the verse. I could remember it was Isaiah 41:10.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, duh. But she accepted Christ over the phone from hours away. And I promised her that if she wants to follow in believer's baptism, that I would absolutely fly out and when I get home and do it, and I never got the opportunity to do it. Mm-hmm. So I was in the hospital on life support with her, and I flew there and I upheld it. That's why I went there. I mean, and she remembers it. I was like, I told the nurses, I said, you can be the witness, but I promised her, and I don't. If I promise something, I commit to it, I follow through. Mm-hmm. Or there's a really good reason why I can't. I just lost the opportunity, and it was my own thing because I kept making excuses why I couldn't go, why I couldn't go, and it was just too late. And so, in the hospital room, and I know she was gone. I know where she was at. I had confirmation, but I held her hand, and I did a baptism in the middle of a ICU life support. And that's the behind the story behind Your Identity when I wrote it for her when that all happened. But I kick myself, man, every time, and I will never forget that. So that's why when you look at my guitar, it says Isaiah 41:10. It's because every time I look at it, I said, I will never forget you.
Yeah.
I will never forget that. And I start sharpening my sword harder because I don't know. I don't want to be in that position again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Man, we do miss it sometimes.
Oh,
We do
it
miss
did.
it.
Yeah.
There's been times
Yeah.
that I had missed it, and it's like, and I knew it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh.
Oh, I screwed up. I mean, she accepted Christ. I knew that was boom.
Yeah.
Well, that made my heart happy.
I know
Yeah.
it
With
did.
that,
It did.
with
And
that.
and I remember the room number. I remember the hotel at Keystone Crossing hotel. I was in the room number. I was talking to her, and I was like, why is she calling me? You know, and he said, you better get it. And then I didn't talk to her for like an hour after that. She goes, what's going on? And I told her kind of what happened. And she goes, are you kidding me? I was like, no. I said, I promised her I'd go. She wanted me to be the one to do it, and I just never got the opportunity to do it. And I have a feeling that I think, you know, it was in like in October, and then she passed in December. So it was, I never got the opportunity, but I had the opportunity. Like Thanksgiving era, and I made every excuse in the world why I wasn't going out there, you know, and another time would be ready. So, I mean, you're not guaranteed tomorrow, and life's like a vapor, right? It just keeps representing that. So, we're getting heavy, guys. I mean,
Well,
come on
hey,
now.
That's pretty good.
I think there's a big lesson I learned from that is a couple of things. Pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Like, pick up the phone. You like, sometimes we look at the phone like, oh, I'm just tired, man. Like, but you don't know. You don't know if this is a serious thing or if it's just, you know, whatever. But then, like you said, no. We just studied it last night, but it's like, have an argument for what you believe. Like, know what you believe. Be able to witness to people.
Know the gospel.
Know the gospel.
Just know the gospel. First things first, really, right?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you're saved, you should know the gospel.
Yes.
And that's the thing. I was just talking about this. If we aren't, if you have a lot of people around you that say they're believers and can't tell you the gospel, then we have an issue.
There's something bad. Wrong.
There's something wrong. Because it is the first things first. Like, so if you really understand, like, the love of God, the love of Jesus, we should be understanding that before the do's and the don'ts, right?
Right.
Yep.
So if we can understand that, then the do's and the don'ts aren't really the do's and don'ts. They're I get to's or I don't get to. You know, like, and but I think there, like I said, there's some things to learn from that, man, and that it, like you said, life's a vapor. Make sure the ones that you love are saved. Do it. I mean, even if it annoys them, bring it up.
Yeah.
You know, bring it up.
Even if it offends them.
And continue to pray for them.
Yep.
Yeah, continue to pray for them. And the thing is, the other thing that I have to learn over and over, I can't be the only one, but it's like, don't be selfish. You're not in someone else's shoes.
Right.
You do not know what they're going through. Be open about that. When you don't have the time, personally, you think. I really think the Lord told them to reach out to you, and you just need to be the ear and the heart and the eyes and the, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah.
Listen to listen. Don't listen to answer.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right.
2 ears, 1 mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, one more question.
Just one.
Besides Jesus, who is someone in the Bible that you are drawn to or really inspires you other than Jesus?
I answered this earlier, I think.
Did you?
Jabez.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jabez.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
That was my first Jabez because he busted the walls.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
you?
I'd say the woman at the well.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's who I would choose.
Yeah.
Have I ever asked you that question?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'll ask you. We can both ask.
You ask him.
Yeah.
Flip it.
All right. Yeah. So, Mr. J. May,
Mr.
besides Jesus, who is someone in the Bible that inspires you? I can make it harder.
You can make it harder.
Make it harder.
Yeah.
Do it.
And it can't be a book of the Bible.
Can't be a good.
Can't be a book of the Bible.
Ooh.
I kind of like.
We're going to go to a commercial.
There's several, right?
Right.
right.
There's
Right
time.
now,
Yeah.
it's kind of a toss-up between David and Elijah.
Ooh. Yeah, Elijah's good.
Because
Elijah's pretty cool.
I like Elijah. He's bold on Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
And then right after he got done being bold and calling fire down out of the heavens, he ran off and hid from Jezebel.
Right.
So like, and I just feel like I'm that way sometimes. Man,
Feel the compassion. Yeah.
Well, I could preach a great message or what I think is a great message or something, or share the gospel with someone or lead someone to the Lord, and then turn around the next day and feel like I'm just going to hide in the corner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
So, and then, and like he went and God took care of him. God didn't leave him,
No.
and he didn't lose his salvation. And God just like, you know, I'm gonna take care of you while you're here sulking. But listen, I got 7,000 others that's not bowed the knee, knee to Baal, and you're not the only one, bro.
That's a good answer, bro. I like Elijah. I mean, think about the whole sermon aspect, because I've been in there, and I know we've been into it and leading worship and ministry, even with our tribal faith ministries. You know, we're called to go somewhere. I have no idea what drama is going on. I have no idea what anything's going on. All I know is we are sent there. We are prepared to do this. And a lot of times we walk away and we feel like failures or something. It's like, wow, it's just, you know what I mean? It's like,
No one came forward.
or there was just like, you know, it's like there was no response. It was like deer in the headlights. It's like, wasn't even sinking in.
Dry bones.
Dry bones, exactly, right? And then you walk away, and somebody taps you on the shoulder and said, little did you know, back in the dark.
That's exactly what I needed to hear, or something like that.
Back in the dark. Somebody, and it's just happened. Somebody accepted Christ
Yeah.
because of that one word that the Lord told you to say that you had no understanding of why you were go trust in the Lord again.
Yeah.
You know, we know that one word that He just filled you, that you delivered, and it, you know, their lives changed forever. You know, and so that was a good answer. I like that, Elijah. Yep, and a good reason why too. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Elijah's cool.
yeah,
I like Elijah. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What
I don't know what I was going to say.
You know?
I was going to say something like, well, I was going to say something, but.
Go ahead.
It's that thing that Wes keeps saying.
Maryland.
No. If it's just one. Like, even if it's just one.
If it's just one, yeah.
Even if the whole event was for one person.
Correct.
It's
It's
what it was supposed to
eternity
happen.
is well worth it, right?
Right?
Yeah, and you know, to that point though, getting up to if you have that mindset, just that one, the enemy. I think when they have that, see, the enemy knows that one's out there,
That was me. I was that one.
but and they know that one was out there,
Yeah.
and he knew that that they were going to change their life, and he's going to lose control of that person. And when you're trying to be obedient, deliver a message, or play a song, or lead worship, or whatever.
He's still
Those are the most stressful conditions sometimes that you have to just get laser focused in and really make sure that you're in check, because that one, that can be some of the...
Be the next Billy Graham.
Huh?
It could be the next Billy Graham.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely. It's like could be the next Jason Mason.
Yeah.
I went there. Yeah, I went there. But no, seriously, it's like, and it just happened to us over the weekend. You know, it's like,
Yeah, that's cool.
it's stressful going up there, and you don't know why that stress. It's like, man, why'd I have such a bad day? I got to clear my mind. All this stuff. You know, I'm tired.
that makes
You
a
get
whole
grouchy.
I'm tired. Yeah, and get grouchy, and you're just like, you know, you don't see that joy and everything, but then you just power through it, and afterwards somebody taps you on the shoulder, and you're like,
Boom. Drop the mic.
exactly.
Yeah. So we just need to shut up and love God, don't we?
And people.
Listen.
Love people.
Love people.
God, love people, love God, love people.
What kind of final statements you guys got? We are not saved to be silent, you know?
We're not
I
saved
know
to
we've
be
been
silent.
talking about all kinds of stuff, but
Is this
somebody-
normal? Is this normal?
yep.
Yeah.
Are you normal?
I'm not normal.
I mean, Yeah.
We're all a bunch of misfits.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't know if you usually get down the rabbit hole like we did. And stuff.
Well, there's certain
This was a
people.
well, go ahead, Taco.
What I was going to say is, I think every podcast is just, we try to let the conversation, the Lord lead it where it needs to be. And everybody's different. So it's usually, I mean, it's all similar,
Yeah.
right? You know, your testimony really, like, you start off this talking about what music's done. So, I mean, it's not, and you guys, That's why I asked a few of the questions. So really, yeah, we're good. And I think going down some of these little, it's different. Okay, I will say this: when we have a pastor or someone that's in the ministry on, we tend to kind of go off a little bit because we want to talk about certain things come up and we can expound on them, and that's good.
Yeah.
So, because not everybody knows these things, when we start talking about
Jesus going down.
Yeah, Dead Sea Scrolls and Jesus going to hell and preaching to the imprisoned spirits.
Yeah.
Someone, if you say that, someone that's in a traditional upbringing and understandings will be like, no, that's not right. Like, that's what they believe. So,
it's just what the American church has been taught.
Yeah. So we do go down some.
That's cool.
I thought it was real well. Good, smooth conversation.
Cool. I guess I won't hurt had a final word, but yeah, I'm gonna say my last comment. But
she's like, what?
That for everybody that's married or you're engaged or whatever, you got a girlfriend, put God first in your life in that relationship, and make and break. Especially if you're a single parent, and you have a child, make sure you're Christ centered on that. I love my wife with everything I got, and we did start Tribal Faith Ministries, and it's an intimate worship. It's just acoustic, just me and her, and just stepping back, and I've been preaching more. Actually, he's made a comment last 2 times that he's seen us play music, 3 times actually. I know. He's like, dude, you're preaching a lot more off stage, and I just really felt the urge that it's like. I am preaching more, and I just feel like this intimacy is of worship, and forget about the latest song, forget about all this stuff, forget about all that. Just focus, and then do the first band. We'll be coming back strong next year. I've got surgery coming up, so in November, around Thanksgiving, when everybody's eating turkey and visiting. Please pray for me. I will be drinking applesauce lukewarm and lukewarm cottage cheese possibly, and maybe peach juice out of a can.
Yes. So delicious.
Yes.
I love cottage cheese and peach juice.
I hate cottage cheese.
I eat a lot.
Lukewarm.
Of it.
Lukewarm at that.
Oh,
yeah. But no, I would ask. I usually don't, but I mean, I won't get into any details. But yeah, please. I'm scared to death, to be honest with you. And I know the Lord's got it, but it's my human side. I still don't want to go through with it. But she's committed to eating whatever I have to eat. So, you said exactly what I had to eat.
I don't I'm that way with hominy.
Oh, yeah, me and you are dead set. I can't even stand the smell of it cooking in the house. I got to leave.
Gross.
Yeah.
I like corned beef hash. Man.
Oh, I love corned beef hash. I like it, corned beef.
But sometimes it smells a little.
I haven't eaten supper.
I haven't eaten yet either.
I'm real hungry. I mean, corned beef hash.
Fry it up.
Get some eggs.
Get some eggs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you get the...
All right. Yeah, there was a rabbit hole.
Next time on Not Saved to Be Silent, a cooking show.
Yeah, cooking show. Your favorite recipe?
You want some chorizo, some eggs?
What do you want to... Is there something you want to say to somebody that's about anything? You want to speak to somebody's heart?
That was Jason. That had nothing to do with me. You seen that, right? Talk on my back, please.
I'm just going to smile and nod.
Like, never, just don't give up or whatever.
You're fine.
Yeah, you don't have to say nothing. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I can't be put on the spot.
Okay. No, that's totally fine.
I wouldn't mind too.
You know what? I'll have the last word for you.
Okay.
All right. All right.
He thinks.
So, I do want to address Rebecca.
Yeah.
It says no fracture for him.
Praise God.
A grade 2 concussion. That's good news. It's
Be careful.
hard on his head, though,
Yeah.
on the concussion.
Yeah, be
but,
careful on that part.
praise the Lord. So, anyhow.
Did anybody buy the bottle of holy water that we were...
Nobody bought the...
Okay.
Nobody bought the water.
You call it taco
We got
water.
Taco water.
Holy taco water.
Just taco water.
We'll pray for it right here on the podcast.
Well, when we prayed over it,
Jordan Murphy just popped on.
just popped on.
So, Jeremy,
Jordan Murphy, we love you, bro.
we need to get you
come
on here.
Yeah, we need to get you up here. We need to see you, man. We haven't seen you in a while.
I'm thinking about going down there Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll tell you here in a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching Not Saved to Be Silent. And you're not saved to be silent. So go out there in the world and be a light. Don't give up. Isaiah 41:10, God will uphold you with his victorious right hand. God is strong enough and will enable you to see you through.
Yep.
He will see you through your struggle. And listen, if you trust in God enough, he will get you into a place where you don't really struggle and you're winning. You won't always be beat down because he makes us more than conquerors. We're more than conquerors in Christ Jesus. So walk with your head up, serving the Lord and loving God and loving people. Amen?
Word.
Amen.
Word.
See ya.
See you later.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you.